Okay, this is your back of the iMac that you might be using. Earphone port, SD card port, and these are USB ports, your Thunderbolt ports, and your Ethernet cable. This is for internet, USB flash drives, or other components that use that kind of port. Your SD cards, normally cameras or video cameras, and of course headphones, and can also be used for microphones. Over here, you plug in your power cable, which in turn will be plugged into the wall, allowing you to power up your computer. Over here, you have your power button. You will press that to turn on the computer. If you do not have a account, it will just automatically on first time open up into this screen. Okay, this is the background for the first image that I'm going to be doing, as you see there. So to open up an image, you go into File and Open. Then you select the image you want. So I'm going to be merging this image. There you see. So first thing you want to do is, if you just want one person, use either the lasso selection or quick selection. For this, it's going to be quick selection. So go over. If there are any parts that you do not want in the picture, just select the minus up here and start going over the unwanted parts. And you can adjust the size by going over there and reducing it. Next thing you do is get the move tool, which is over here, and just simply select it and drag to the image. And there you go, it's created. Okay, as you see, I brought this image to the background. So now what we want to do is create a selection. So I've already selected this. Right click, layer via cut. This is just to stop you from making any errors. So go back to your selection and you can now move it. Okay. So what we want to do is get this one and place it here. Okay. Now there's other options you can choose, like crop. So if I was to go back to this image, deselect. Now if I was to go back to this image right here, okay, you can get your crop option and alter the image size to what you want. Okay, so let's say I only want this portion of that. Just do that and click tick. Now that cuts it permanently. But if you think that you made a mistake, go into edit, undo crop, and that brings it back to normal. If you were to want to move anything, you always have to go back to this selection tool. Okay. Your next tool is the brush. Okay. So if there's anything you want to do, you can just brush that in. Okay, and in turn, if you do not want that, get the erase tool and rub that out. But be careful, you can erase the image. So, as you go, undo erase. But here, if you have these two layered images, and I select the background, it will only paint on the background, but not on these images. Okay, you can see by that. And in turn, if you erase it, only erases the background. So let's go. This is where you can go to like very beginning of your project in case you made any big mistakes, or you just do go back to that, so you don't have to do this constant edit and undo. Now, if you were to select the image and do an erase, that's what happens. But it does not erase it to white, it will erase it to the background. Okay, so let's undo again. Now, you have a text option where you just make size box and you should be able to type. Now with this you can resize the text over here, change the font, or simply just do whatever you want to do with it. Align it in the center. Yeah. And once again, the move tool to move this layer. Everything you add creates a new layer in Photoshop. Now if you are trying to, let's say, blend, okay, you will select the layer. So I'm going to select this layer and go into select that, and you see over here. So I prefer to use color dodge. Okay, that's the easiest way to blend something in. And with this you can alter the way you want to view this. So brightness and contrast. So now we can change the brightness of this entire image. So you can make it more moody, add some contrast, just to change the effects. But for this, okay, if you don't want it for just the whole image, you will select that, okay, and click this button. Okay, that applies it just to that one layer that you've done it to. As you see, changes. I'm just gonna keep this image in more ghostly like. So let's just select her, and you can just move it however you like. This, if you move the layer above a layer, it you can put one in front of the other. Okay. So you see, the fishing rod is now behind his head. Okay, and yeah. Okay, I've got a new image here for you, already selected using the quick select tool. So now all you need to do is select it and layer via copy. This just means when you were to move it, doesn't cut the image out from behind. Okay, so let's just go back. Okay, yep, there we go. Now, if you wanting to make any certain effects to it, just select the image, adjust, and you can change it. So I'm going to change that to black and white. Okay, so you can adjust the red hue to it. Yeah, and resizing it is quite simple. What you do is go on your keyboard and Command T. Now that selects it, and you can, if you hold Shift whilst you adjust, it keeps it at a same size, like equal. But if you don't press Select, this is what happens, and it comes distort, and it's not really the same image. And once again, you can do whatever blendings you want with it. Just play around with that. If you have trouble differentiating from Windows terms to Mac iOS terms, just press pause and have a look at this image here, which compare different words with different words. Basically, like search on Windows would be Spotlight on Mac, and my images should be pictures folders, and so on.